Hello my friends and welcome. This is the latest update from Ukraine. Let's go to the Bakhmut area. There, as you can see, Ukrainian army moved quite a lot and our forces are very close to Klishivka. So let's go to the timeline. It was yesterday and it is today. It's been confirmed that we took and liberated all of that blue territory. The gray area means that the fighting is ongoing. So let's measure the distance from Klishivka to our positions. It's around 2.5 kilometers. Klishivka is a very important village. If we'll take this one, it's just a matter of time, then we'll go to the Bakhmut city from this position. But also it could be better to move to Opetne from Klishivka. There's one more road and two ways how you can get into the city. Alright, so what we got today taking this territory? Actually, the very important road. This road is connecting Ivanovske to Klishivka. The road is not very straight, it goes like that, but still it's the only connection line between Klishivka and Ivanovske, so if we're gonna use it for our future supplies, it will take longer time compared to the straight line. If we switch to the topographic chart, you may see that most part of the land that Ukraine was able to liberate recently lies in the valleys. We still were not able to get the high ground, especially over here. The fighting is ongoing for that altitude for a very long time, unfortunately with no huge movement. If we go to the north part, Ukraine started the counteroffensive over here. By the way, today my friend from the United States of America shared the information about this name. So this village is old and the name was taken by the Soviet Union, so Sako I Vanseti. You may Google it and you'll be quite surprised. It's an unusual name for a Ukrainian village, as you may see, and it has its own history. I mean, not the particular village, but the name, or the names, I would say. Today, Ukraine used the HIMARS rocket artillery systems, and several objects were targeted in Donetsk, including the Russian armored vehicles and tanks. And we have the photo confirmation of the destroyed vehicles. Here you can hardly see anything because the quality is bad. This picture was taken on the phone, probably from the big screen, as you can see, I guess in Ukrainian briefing. Well, here we can see more details. It's been said that Russia lost T-90 tanks out there. Totally, we may speak about up to 10 vehicles. But to clarify that, I need more detailed image. Yes, this is probably the tank, and I agree that it could be demolished, but it's hard to say whether it's T-90 or not, whether those are T-90. Well, this is the tank, it has the gun over here. Well, this image is more nice, more detailed. As you can see, yes, this tank has no turret, this tank has it, so it's hard to say whether this was targeted or not, but some of the tanks I would say are not okay, so probably they were really demolished in that area. Plus we can see some of the holes out there in the ground. So it could be the HIMARS rocket artillery system. And this video is filmed near to the Bakhmut. It shows the operation of the FPV drone. The drone just flies with a shell and it targets the BMP-3, the advanced vehicle of the Russian forces. So this is what is left from that BMP-3. It was ended by Ukrainian artillery. The full videos are available on my Telegram channel, so I highly recommend you to subscribe for my Telegram. I use it as my alternate resource and I upload there regularly every day. The huge blast happened in occupied Mariupol this evening. Some of the locals reported that the explosion happened in the airfield, but actually they were wrong, because it happened on the other military base. So the airfield is over here and the Russian military base is over here. Some of the social media resources shared the information that Russia sent more helicopters to Mariupol airfield and those were targeted, but actually, or unfortunately, they were not targeted, but the other Russian military base was. It is also quite big and there are many buildings out there, probably barracks and some of the ammunition warehouses. President Zelensky today attended the Saudi Arabia and there is the huge meeting of Arabian countries ongoing. It would be awesome for us if they start to get much more oil from the ground. at least temporary, until the Russia will be reformed or collapse. It was done in 1980s, then the oil was very cheap, and that was one of the main reasons why the Soviet Union collapsed. Plus the Afghan war. So now Russia's tag in Ukraine, it is obviously much bigger scale, and they have many more losses compared to Afghan war, and that will lead to more dramatic circumstances for Russia. Then it will start to reform, and because of that it will probably collapse. The UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak today shared the information that the United States will approve the training for the Ukrainian pilots on F-16s fighter jets. Just yesterday we were speaking about the result of the training of 2 of the Ukrainian pilots in the United States, and now they've decided to train many Ukrainian pilots. The new training will include the studying English, but not the language in general, just what they need to know, in particular abbreviations, systems, just to be able to understand the manuals that are written in English. Next will be the theoretical part about the aircraft systems, and next will be the simulator training, and after that line training on a real airplane. Britain doesn't have the F-16s fighter jets, but they participate the deal. Probably they will also train the Ukrainian pilots, but on different jets. And as usual, we'll have the zoo of the airplanes, as it happened with the tanks. Before, our allies were thinking to supply tanks to Ukraine or not, but now we have Leopard 2, we have Challenger 2, we will have Abrams tanks, and we will have Leopard 1 tanks. Also, French IMX is some sort of the tank. The same could be with the airplanes, but mainly it will be the F-16 fighter jet. UK works together with the United States, Netherlands, Belgium and Denmark to supply those planes to Ukraine. So, as I said to you, this is the solved question. We'll have the fighter jets. I expect them to arrive latest this winter, maybe in December, but maybe during the autumn time, because training takes 4 up to 5 months. And the training is basically not a big problem, not as big as the supply logistics for those airplanes. You need spare parts, you need proper maintenance, so I do not exclude that some of the employees will go to Ukraine to support those airplanes on Ukrainian airfields. We have those breaking news everywhere. United States, its allies, plan to provide Ukraine with F-16s fighter jets, and I think it will be officially announced after President Vladimir Zelensky will go to the G7 summit, so it will be the joint decision, let's say. And President Zelensky said about a historic decision of the United States. You see how aviation matters? So basically those planes may intercept the Russian cruise missiles, those airplanes may target the Russian army on the ground, those airplanes may target the Russian aviation in the skies. And with the proper airplane equipment, with the proper rockets, we will overcome the Russian superiority in aviation. I would say it's the biggest problem for now in Ukraine, the airplanes, the fighter jets. The next biggest issue is the long-range missiles, but that question is more or less sorted out with the Storm Shadow rockets, but we need also the ground-based long-range missiles as well. Alright, we're gonna watch the Russian propaganda video, and the purpose of it was to show the Shoigu on the front lines, but it looks very strange. So here we have the Mi-8 helicopter, you can see the Z sign out there, and we have the video from the helicopter as well. There is no Shoigu inside. This is the Mi-28 Russian fighter helicopter, let's say the attack helicopter that they recently lost, by the way. So video stopped where? In the air. And the next video, then Shoigu walks somewhere in the ground or underground. What is that? Why do you need to mask the walls out there? Those nets should be used for the outside masking. Why do they use them inside? Just to collect the dust? So they move somewhere in a long corridor, and again those walls covered. Probably they want to mask their own office. As Prigozhin says, they have a very expensive environment in their offices, including their rare red wood. So in that case, yes, it was done for purpose to mask everything of that. They look at something, and now he will present medals to the soldiers. Again, we don't know where and then it is happening. This room doesn't have the windows, it is for sure, and based on the expensive chairs, I don't think it's on the front lines. Or those leather chairs were brought especially for Shoigu visit somewhere near to the Bakhmut. Yeah, this one is funny. Shoigu demonstrates the new laser weaponry of Russia. Actually, it's the laser pointer. He points somewhere, but in this video we don't know what is happening behind. We just see their reaction, their faces. It's very strange video. Oh, I guess I know what is behind. There are some Russian soldiers and Shoigu was pointing the laser in their eyes, and later on he gave them some of the greetings and medals. They're just dinosaurs, not only in their brains but also with their PR campaigns and these stupid videos. No one would believe that Shoigu attended the front lines or he was somewhere near to the front lines. My friends, I'm gonna keep you updated on situation in Ukraine. Now please press the like to this video. Also, if you want to support my job, there are some links in the video description just below. You may also support me on Patreon or on the sponsorship on this YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your awesome help and your awesome support. I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are, and have a great time.